Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Episode 5 of Oban Star Racers. It's been a while, just like with a lot of shows we've been doing lately, it's been a while since we've gotten to Oban because of the holidays. But we are back, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat, I'm not gonna try to push off saying this, I'm just gonna get to it right away. This series is on watch. And I know that might come off as a surprise to some of you. Last time I did a reaction, I said that it wasn't on watch, and I made a point of saying that that I liked the last episode and that I don't think it would be on watch. But during the holidays and during this couple weeks off of reacting to it, I've really started to realize something. Out of all the series I'm currently doing, this is the one I'm least excited for every week. This is the one that I'm just not enjoying getting to. And I think the biggest reason is because I just don't feel like it's doing anything. And I think I mentioned this before, but I don't feel like it's really accomplishing or going anywhere. It's just kind of there. The entire plot with Molly and her father, or Ava, or whatever you want to refer to her as, is just... it's just kind of silly. I mean, something should have been said, and not just, tried to have been said by now. I feel like they're going to try to push this off until near the end of the series, and you know how I hate that. And I just feel like it's a bothersome, just pacing. It feels so slow. I mean, we got our new pilot back, our old pilot back at the end of the last episode, which means obviously Molly's going to be out. But I said I think that maybe he'll try to have it so that Molly still races or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm just not really enjoying getting to it. Over these past couple weeks with having it off and having the Wednesdays off of doing the reactions to it and all, I don't know, I just haven't felt like I've missed it at all. And that's kind of disappointing. Because this is a series that, as you know, was suggested to me. It was a series that was chosen as part of a Mega Stream prize for donation. It's an older anime. It's partially French made as well. And I believe it was Space Apples. I believe you were the one who suggested it. But I'll be honest, I'm just not enjoying it that much. All things considered, yes, there's some fun things about it. Yes, I like Ava as a character, and I enjoy her personality. I love a lot of the voice acting in it. There's some really good VAs, even though at this point they're not as good as they end up becoming. But still, it's just, I guess the best way to put it is it's not doing it for me. So, like I said, it's on watch, which basically just means that it has to impress me right away with this episode, or it's dropped. And yeah, it's just I can't figure out any other way to handle this at this point. I will say, if you have yet to see my reaction to the first episode of Kakegurui XX, I don't know which order they're being uploaded in. I don't know, I recorded that before I did this, but I don't know what order I'm going to upload them in. I don't know what order you're going to watch them in, if you're even going to watch both, I don't know. But through that, and then through another update video I'm posting as well, I will just note that Kakegurui is on Wednesdays. It is going to be on Wednesdays. And honestly, if I do end up dropping Oban, I might just have Kakegurui be just permanently in its place for now. because I did have plans for something else after, but I might just hold it off for now. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hopefully not even going to drop it, though. I'm really hoping that this does really start to impress me with this episode, because it just really needs to. It's just, at this point, it just really does need to start impressing. More so than it has been. And I feel like it has the potential to do so. I feel like it has a lot of potential to be able to impress, but it just hasn't been living up to that. It's been doing nothing. And, you know, like, I don't like the idea, like, oh, but it gets better later on. And it's like, yeah, but I'm not going to sit through sludge to get to the good stuff. I'm sorry, but it's like, I hate it when people try to use that as a convincing argument towards me. Because all it comes across as is, I think it gets better later on, and you should sit through all of this stuff you're not enjoying just because I think it gets better. Because, I mean, that's what happened with Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. I was told it starts getting better, and it didn't get better. And it just irritated the hell out of me. If I'm being honest. So it's like, I have to take this by my own viewpoints, too. Yes, I've said before that this channel is partially your guys's. You guys get to help me choose what I react to, but that doesn't mean I will continue to react to them all the way through. I still have to have a say in this. And again, I'm not going to spend my time recording reactions to something that I'm just not enjoying watching. I'm not going to put myself through that. And you guys have been super understanding of that, and I thank you for that. But, yeah. I'm just saying this all because, like I said, this show is on watch now, and it has to step it up right away. I really want it to. I really hope it does. But honestly, if I'm being completely honest here, I don't think it's going to. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Now, last we left off, like I said, the former pilot did, he is back up and ready to race again. Which means Molly/Ava would be out. And Donway was being really, nice to Molly after that, and yeah, it was definitely very suspicious. Yeah, Molly didn't notice it was suspicious that he was suddenly being nice to her, and she's like, no, this is the Donway that I know. This is the Donway that's, this is what he's supposed to be like. And it's like, girl, he has been berating you, shit-talking you, yelling at you for how long now? Days or maybe even a couple weeks? At this point, he's not just going to turn around and be nice and everything just like that. I mean, I know she's like, what, a teenage girl, but she's got to be smarter than that. She's got to be able to tell that that's suspicious as hell. Yes, it's her father. Yes, she wants his approval. Yes, she wants him to be nice to her. But come on. Come on. And I believe last episode was also the one where she was racing against the people who was, this is their home planet and all, they're hosting the race. She was racing against them, and they were trying to cheat, but she defeated them anyway. And then there was the scene in the bar where the one dude she defeated before came in and tried to attack her, and she was saved by the prince. That's another issue I do have with this. Like, it's very cliche. This alien prince saves her, and she has a crush on him, and ooh. But there's also the idea of a love triangle, because this other guy who's in her crew, the Earth crew, also seems to have a thing for her. And it's very clear he does. And then the entire thing with her and her father, and the fact that every time she tries to say something, she's interrupted, or he's interrupted, or something like that. And it's just like, all of the cliches. And it's not like it's done in JoJo, where in JoJo they use the cliches in a very comical and fun way, where cliches in JoJo are basically part of the joke. But here, it just feels like they're just the cliches being used. They're not being used as a joke. They're just there. And that's not a good thing. They're not even good cliches. I don't know. It's just... This series, it has so much potential, but I just feel like it's not living up to it. So yeah, we're going to see where this goes. I'm hoping to be proven wrong. Please let me be proven wrong with this episode. At least for now, let me be proven wrong enough to continue it. That is what I'm hoping for. But no guarantees. And either way, if I do end up dropping it, I do feel like I'm glad I got to check it out, though. Because it is a series I have heard of before. It is something that I think I remember seeing, like, advertised for JetX. But I never actually watched it, so, yeah. Either way, as I said, we're going to get on with this. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. I'll just say right off the bat, sorry for the lighting in here. Yeah, it's just getting darker outside, and it's getting darker in here because of it, because of our thicker curtains now especially. And I just haven't gotten up yet to turn on the light, so sorry about that. But as for this episode, I can forgive the cliches because of when this came out. I can forgive those cliches. The things they say, the things they do, stuff like that. I can give them a pass on that. But what I can't give a pass on is inconsistent writing, inconsistent character, character, and just tone. Like, let's talk about tone first, because it's like, clearly that race was supposed to be scary, especially with that opponent. It was supposed to be frightening, it was supposed to be stressful, and I felt none of that. It felt silly, it felt like it was overdone, it felt like it was honestly kind of just stupid. Then in terms of the inconsistent writing and character, it's like, okay, Don Wei is confusing in and of himself. It's like, is he supposed to be, are we like supposed to believe he's being serious with these compliments every now and again? Or is it just because of the fact that he's, because of the situation and all? Because of what is going on with Rick? It's not clear. And it makes him come off as inconsistent. Is he a jerkish, mean-spirited type of guy like that? Or is he secretly nice? Or what are we supposed to get from him? And then Ava is just, like, turning out to be kind of an idiot. There are many, many circumstances, many times where she could have told Don Wei. Like, that's kind of what she wants. She wants to tell him that she's his daughter, and yet there's so many times she could have done so. And she's just... And don't even try to bring up the entire, oh, it's not the right time thing, because that's bullshit. If you're his daughter, and you're trying to gain his respect and everything, you're trying to tell him specifically that is your goal, then tell him. Tell him you're his daughter, and tell him why you're there. At this point, it's getting kind of ridiculous, because it's like, that shouldn't be an ongoing plot point. That kind of thing should be like a early episodes kind of thing. Sure, the first few episodes, I can give it a pass because it's the first few episodes. And heck, if they want to make it into an ongoing thing, they're doing it wrong here. Because they're clearly, like... See, it would work if they were having if they were, like, apart most of the time, but most of the time they're together and she has ample opportunity to say something. It would work if maybe it told us she was actually scared of revealing herself to him. Maybe, like, she was afraid of how he might react. It hasn't told us that. There's no... In fact, she's been trying to tell him on multiple occasions. So she's clearly not afraid to tell him. They just keep getting interrupted and whatnot. So it's just like... It just doesn't work. And then the idea that Ava can't read a situation, can't read a room, and everything, it just feels like they're dumbing her down as well. Like she's just being made out to be this kind of naive, stupid character. When it's like the first couple episodes kind of built her up as being a lot smarter than like your average teenage girl. It's like, okay, what is it? Is she smart or is she stupid? Make up your mind. That kind of goes into the entire character inconsistencies as well. And then I'm not upset that Rick got mad at her a couple of times. Like, with what was going on, I can understand that and everything. My issue with Rick is the fact on what they did with him in this episode. The fact that they basically gave him that nerve damage as a way to basically make sure that Eva or Molly, or again, whatever you want to call her, is able to continue being the pilot. It feels... See, here's the thing. When you give a character some kind of debilitating disease, some kind of injury, something like that, it has to feel like it's a big deal. And it doesn't feel like it's a big deal when it's a plot device. His nerve damage to the point where he can't properly race anymore is a complete plot point, or a plot device. It's only there to serve the plot, to make sure that Molly can continue racing. It doesn't help his character, despite the fact that they're trying to act like it is clearly at the end there with him having this crisis and the tears shed and everything, and about how racing's his entire life. They're trying to make it out to be like it's something, but no, you would have to establish something beforehand. You would have to have established how important racing was to him before, and they really didn't. So it's just like, it comes across as unnatural and just serving the plot. That's really the only reason that he has this injury now. It's to allow Molly to race. You know, despite the fact that he actually seems to care for Molly, and it would have been smarter from a writing perspective and a character perspective to have it to be where he just wasn't back to his full health yet, and he chose to back off and let Molly race instead. That would have worked better for his character. It would have helped develop him and give him depth. It would have allowed for just smarter progression on how Molly's going to remain as the pilot. Maybe, like, after that, like, he sees how good she's becoming, so when he starts to actually, like, get better full on, he instead decides to coach her and have her be the pilot from now on. That would have been a fantastic way to do it. But instead they have to give him this injury out of plot convenience, and it irritates the hell out of me. Because again, they're trying to make it seem like it's this big emotional moment, and it's just not. Again, if you establish something before this, then okay, it could have been. And honestly, his time out was way too short. For this to really, really work, something would have had to have been established prior to how important racing was to him, and his time out would have had to have been a lot longer It would have given more precedence to how upset he got here. I'm sorry, but this was really disappointing for me. And as I said during the pre-thoughts, this series was on watch. Yeah, you kind of know where this is going at this point. I really do apologize. I really do. I apologize for dropping so many shows that I have in the past. I apologize to you, Space Apples, because this was your choice for donating for the mega stream and all. And it sucks that I just can't continue this. I am not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying watching it. I'm not enjoying the poor storytelling, in my opinion. I really do apologize. I mean, if you want to suggest something else, I'll let you suggest something else for the future. But right now, I think we're just going to move on. So, as I kind of said in the pre-thoughts as well, with Oban Star Racers now being dropped, Kakegurui is just going to take over for Wednesday. And we're just going to kind of go from there. I do really apologize for that. I hate dropping shows. Like you guys know by this point, I hate dropping shows. Because I hate disliking shows. No matter what it is, I hate it when I don't like something. I hate it when something bothers me this much or is just this hard to sit through, this hard to watch. It bothers me. And I'm not going to lie, though. I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to lie to you guys and pretend to like it just to keep going. I'm not one of those reactors who will keep watching stuff all the way through if I'm not enjoying it. I don't believe in the idea that, oh, if it might get better later on. I'm not going to sit through stuff I'm not enjoying. I'm not going to force myself to watch something I don't like just in the possibility that it might get better later on. So unfortunately, right now, we are going to have to drop it. Now, as you may have noticed, other shows have recently, mainly High Score Girl, has recently come back from being dropped. Maybe I will bring back Oban Star Racers in the future, if I ever feel like I really want to get back into it. If I ever really feel like it's one of those shows that I want to give another chance. It's possible. I will say that it is possible. I didn't think I would be reacting to High Score Girl again. So, you never know. And there have been a lot of shows that I have dropped just from watching on my own and started watching again and liked a lot more. And there are shows I didn't like in the past that I've rewatched recently and liked a lot more. Oran High School Host Club being a big example of that. So, you never know. I could come back to Oban at some point. I could start reacting to it again at some point. I'm not going to promise anything, though. And I'm definitely going to say if I do that, it probably won't happen anytime soon. But you never know. You never know. So yeah, for now, I do really apologize for dropping another show. But I'm just not enjoying it. I'm just really having a hard time finding the energy to want to get to more of it. So, yeah, Wednesdays will now just be Kakegurui XX, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, Space Apples, I assume you're watching this, because, again, you were the one who suggested this show in the first place. If you have another idea for a show you might want to see me react to, please tell me. Please let me know, and if it's something I haven't seen or something I'd be willing to check out, I'll add it to my list for something in the near future. I do have some stuff already in place for, like, pretty much right away after what's currently airing, but for the near future, let's just put it that way. So, yeah, thank you so much. Again, I can't be upset that I checked it out, because I think it was worth checking out either way. And I do apologize once again. I can't apologize enough. Thank you so much for suggesting this. Thank you to everyone who was watching this reaction series, but we're going to move on, and we're going to change things up. So, for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,